I'm not crazy, right? I said it out loud even though I was the only one in the car. The heat was blasting, fogging up the windshield, but I still felt cold. I dug around the glove compartment looking for my charger, just a simple charger, and that's when I saw it. A key card. Sleek, silver, and stamped with the logo of a downtown hotel. My fingers froze around it. Nathan doesn't travel for work, I whispered. I stared at it, my chest tightening, mind racing. This was not a business trip thing. This wasn't normal. I closed the compartment slowly, as if pretending I hadn't seen it would make it less real, but it was real. And it didn't make sense. You've been quiet all night, Nathan said, pouring himself a glass of wine. Everything okay? Yeah. Just tired, I lied. I was watching the way his eyes didn't linger on me. How he didn't sit next to me on the couch like he used to. He took a sip and scrolled through his phone. Work's been insane. I waited, nothing else. You've been staying late a lot, I said. Yeah. Quarter end. Lots of reporting. You're not in finance. He looked up. Just for a second. The team needs all hands. It's temporary. Right. Everything lately had been temporary. I could have brought up the key card right then. But I didn't. I was afraid of the answer. Or worse, how easily he might lie. 6 months ago, I would have laughed at the idea of him cheating. Now? I didn't know what to believe. Nate, I said softly one night as we lay in bed, backs turned. Do you still love me? He paused. Why would you ask that? That's not a yes. You're being dramatic. I swallowed hard. You used to kiss me goodnight. He sighed. I'm exhausted, babe. Don't start. That was it. Conversation over. Like always, you've changed, I told Amira during lunch the next day. She raised a brow. You mean Nathan? No, me. I check his location history now. I never used to do that. Amira leaned forward. What happened? I found a hotel key card in his car. Have you asked him? I shook my head. What if he lies? Or flips it on me? Then that's your answer. I kept the key card in my purse like it might sprout an explanation on its own. Maybe he booked it for a work event. Maybe it was old. Maybe I was lying to myself. 3 months ago, we were planning a trip to Italy. Now, he didn't even touch me, Nate, I said one evening, as he walked past me in the hallway. Yeah. You haven't kissed me in a week. He stopped. Blinked. That's not true. It is. He opened his mouth, then shut it. I've just been busy. I know. You always think the worst. Because the worst is starting to feel like the truth. I remember our first apartment. We had no furniture, just a mattress on the floor and pizza boxes stacked like trophies. I'll never stop choosing you, he said once, brushing hair from my face. I believed him. God, I believed him. And back in the car, I pulled the key card out again and turned it over. Room 706. Who was in that room with you, Nathan? Was she younger? Prettier? Did she laugh at your work stories? Did you lie to her too, or just to me? I clenched it so hard the edges bit into my skin. That night, Nathan came home later than usual. I was on the couch, lights off, watching the door. He walked in, loosened his tie. Why are you sitting in the dark? Just thinking. About? I smiled. Do you have a charger in your glove compartment? Yeah. Why? I was looking for it. He froze for half a breath. Didn't see one, I said. But I found something else. His eyes flicked to my purse. I'm going to bed, I said, standing. You should come up. Eventually. In our bathroom mirror, I stared at myself. My eyes looked hollow. My lips tight. How did I not see this coming? How did I let it get this far? I crawled into bed, fully dressed, my back to the door. 2 minutes passed. Then footsteps. The light flipped off. He didn't say a word. Just got under the covers and stayed on his side. I stared into the dark and whispered, I used to believe in us. He didn't respond. Maybe he was asleep. Or maybe he just didn't care anymore. Who texted you? No one. You smiled. Nathan didn't even glance up from his phone. Work meme. Don't overthink. Can I see? He locked the screen. Seriously? I forced a laugh. Just teasing. I wasn't. I hadn't been teasing in weeks. Since when do you go to the gym at 9 p.m.? I asked 2 days later. It's the only time it's not packed. You hate the gym. He shrugged, adjusting his hoodie. Trying something new. And you suddenly care about protein shakes? He kissed my forehead. Gotta keep my wife interested, right? I smiled, but I felt sick. I waited until he left, then opened his laptop, password changed. I tried his usual, our anniversary date, wrong, then her birthday. Julia's. It worked. Calendar says he's at a budget planning meeting, I said to Amira, phone pressed to my ear. At 8 p.m., she asked. Yeah. On a Friday. Silence. I don't want to be this woman, I whispered. You're not. You're a woman being lied to. I parked across the street from La Grena. White linen tables. Wine glasses already half full. Soft jazz humming through the open windows. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went white. Come on, I muttered. Just be dinner. Just a work thing. Then I saw him, Nathan, holding the door open, and Julia, laughing as she walked past him, hand brushing his chest. I ducked, breath shallow. They sat near the window. The candle between them flickered. He leaned in. She tilted her head. His hand touched hers. I blinked hard, praying I imagined it. Then he kissed her, not a friendly peck. A full, slow kiss like he had nowhere else to be. My chest caved in. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there. 10 minutes. Maybe 20. I lost track of time staring at a man I thought I knew. He used to kiss me like that. I started the car. No headlights. I didn't want him to see me back home. I stood in the dark kitchen. I couldn't move. Couldn't think. My hands were shaking. My mouth was dried. I opened the fridge, stared inside like cold air could fix betrayal. When he walked in, I was on the couch, wrapped in a blanket. Hey, he said casually. You already ate? I nodded. Long meeting, he said, dropping his keys. Oh yeah? How'd it go? He hesitated. Same old. Was Julia there? He stiffened. Why? You said she's on your project. She is. Thought you said she's annoying. He poured himself a drink. Still is. I bit my lip. You two seem close lately. He laughed. Jealous? I smiled tightly. Should I be? He kissed the top of my head. No, later. I stared at the ceiling, listening to his breathing. Beside me steady, mine wasn't. I whispered, I saw you tonight. He didn't stir. I closed my eyes. There was nothing left to ask. Nothing he could say that would change the way that kiss looked from across the street. The truth isn't subtle. It doesn't whisper. It kicks the door down. Where were you last night? I asked, keeping my voice steady. Nathan looked up from his phone. Work. Why? You didn't mention the dinner. What dinner? La Grena. He blinked. What are you talking about? I saw you. His jaw tightened. Saw me where? Across the street. You were with Julia. He laughed, too fast. You followed me? I didn't follow you. I checked your calendar. He stood. Jesus, are you stalking me now? You kissed her, Nathan. No, I didn't. I saw it. You're imagining things. Don't gaslight me. I'm not. But this obsession, it's not normal. Don't turn this on me. She touched your hand. You leaned in. You kissed her. Julia's married. You're being paranoid. I swallowed hard. Stop lying. I'm not lying. You seriously need help. I stared at him. Help? You've been emotional lately. Unstable. I laughed. Because I know you're cheating? You're not acting rational. I'm reacting to betrayal. You don't have proof. I don't need video. I saw your face. Nathan crossed his arms. What do you want me to say? The truth. There's nothing going on. I'm not stupid. No, you're insecure. My mouth went dry. Excuse me? You always think people are out to get you. I trusted you. Then why were you spying? Because you changed. Maybe you changed first. I've begged for connection, and you shut me out. You analyze everything. Because I had to. This isn't healthy. You're right. It's not. Neither is cheating. Nathan sighed. This is why I can't talk to you. Because I hold you accountable. Because you twist everything. I stepped back. You're unbelievable. He shrugged. Believe what you want. I already did. For too long. Are you okay? Amira asked as soon as I picked up. No, what happened? I confronted him. And? He said I'm unstable. That I need therapy. Classic. I almost believed him. Don't. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're not. He's just good at flipping things. I keep second-guessing everything. That's what cheaters do. They're not sorry. They're scared. I didn't even yell. You don't have to yell to be right. He made it sound like I'm crazy. You're not. He's so calm. Like he's the victim. He's not. He's just a liar with a straight face. I feel stupid. You're not stupid. You're heartbroken. I sat on the shower floor that night, knees pulled to my chest, the water drowned out the sound of me crying. I held my ring in my hand, pressed it to my palm until the metal hurt. Who am I now? I whispered. The water didn't answer. Neither did he. Babe, have you seen my laptop charger? Nathan called from the kitchen. Nope, I said, smiling at the coffee pot. Probably under the bed. Can you check? I'm in the middle of something. I'll look later. He walked past me, grabbed his keys, and kissed the top of my head. Back in an hour. As soon as the door clicked shut, I grabbed his laptop from the shelf. Same password. Julia's birthday. Still worked, inbox, search, Julia. Subject, Aspen weekend. Attachment, PDF itinerary. Point 2 nights. Private cabin. Champagne package. You're quiet again, my coworker Leah said as we prepped for the morning meeting, just tired. You sure? You didn't even flinch at Dana's ugly sweater invite. I laughed. Maybe I'm losing my sense of humor. She nudged me. Nah. You're just preoccupied. You have no idea. I played it cool. Dinner tonight? Nathan asked that evening. Sure. Want me to cook? He grinned. That'd be amazing. He looked so normal. So casual. Like he didn't have weekend plans with someone else's wife. I ordered the recorder online. Small. Simple. Battery powered. I hid it under the passenger seat. I miss your hands. Julia's voice crackled through my laptop speakers. I hate pretending you're not mine. I hit pause, then play, then pause again. My hands were shaking. I made salmon, I said, setting the plate in front of him. Smells incredible. You deserve it. Thanks, babe. He didn't notice I wasn't eating. At 2 a.m., I sat on the bathroom floor, scrolling through his messages. Can't wait to see you outside the office again. Let's make up a reason to be gone Friday. You bring the wine, I'll bring the trouble. I locked the phone and stared at the tiles. I hadn't cried in 3 days. That scared me. The next day, I dusted the bookshelf. My hand brushed the wedding photo in the silver frame. Us on the beach. Laughing. Young. Stupid. I gripped the frame and flung it across the room. Glass shattered. I didn't move. He came home. Late, long day? I asked, sweeping up the mess. He glanced at the broken glass. What happened? I dropped it. Need help? No, sure you're okay? Never better. I smiled the whole time, laughed at his jokes, slept beside him like nothing was broken, but secrets don't keep themselves, and I was done pretending they could. You're not coming this Sunday? I asked Ava over the phone. I think. I'm busy. Brunch with a friend. I frowned. You never miss Sunday dinner at your mom's. Yeah, well, things have been hectic. You okay? I'm fine. Just tired. She didn't ask how I was. She always used to ask. Carol hasn't called me in weeks, I told Nathan casually. She's been busy. She didn't respond to the invite I sent. She probably missed it. She always confirms. Always. Nathan shrugged. I'll check in with her. He didn't. At his office, I walked in holding his favorite Thai takeout. Julia's voice echoed from down the hall. She still brings you food? That's so wifey. Laughter followed. His laugh. I froze. My stomach turned. Surprise, I said when I stepped into his office. His smile flickered. Didn't know you were coming. I thought I'd treat you. You didn't have to. I wanted to. Julia passed by the glass door. Her smirk? Instant. Quick. Like she already knew I was a fool. Do you want to go to Carol's together Saturday? I asked that night. He shook his head. She said she's doing a girls' weekend. No family stuff. Funny. Her calendar says otherwise. You checked her calendar? It's public. Facebook. He stood. You're getting paranoid. I'm getting excluded. That's on you. She knew. I whispered to Amira over coffee. They all knew. Of course they did. I brought her flowers on her birthday. Julia. The woman sleeping with my husband. They didn't deserve them. I've been a punchline this whole time. You're not the joke, he is. No. I am. I played the role too well. I'm not sleeping, I told Dr. Lin in my first therapy session. How long? 2 months. Maybe longer. Are you here to process or to plan? Both. She nodded. Do you feel crazy? Yes. You're not. You're betrayed. There's a difference. What would healing even look like? I asked. She leaned forward. Not caring what happens to them. I care too much right now. Then let's use that. Until you don't. I think she told them, I muttered on the drive home. Carol. Ava. Everyone. I think Julia told them, and they just accepted it. They smiled in my face, invited me to birthdays, posted #FamilyLove under group photos I wasn't in. She's just a coworker, Nathan had said once. So why was she at his mom's house last month? I remembered Carol's vague text, small dinner. Nothing special. Was Julia there while I stayed home? Thinking it was cancelled, I opened my notes app. Titled the page, Plan. Underneath, I typed, Step 1, act like I know nothing. Step 2, gather receipts. Step 3, ended on my terms. They wanted a performance? Fine. I'd give them one. Curtain still closed. But not for long. Marriage counseling dinner? Nathan asked, buttoning his shirt. Are we seriously doing this? Just dinner, I said, adjusting my earrings. Some friends, some family. Neutral ground. He eyed me in the mirror. This wasn't on the calendar. Last minute. My brother helped organize it. He frowned. Ethan? He hates group dinners. Yeah, well, tonight's special. Where are we going again? He asked in the car, Belmont room. Private dining. He laughed. Wow. You're going all out. I smiled. You'll want to remember it. We walked and I saw it hit him, my brother at the head of the table. Carol and Ava to the side. His coworkers from finance. My therapist, invited as a guest speaker. And Julia. Nathan's steps slowed. What the hell is this? Sit. Down. He didn't move, I said sit. He obeyed. Julia looked like she wanted to vanish. Thanks for coming, everyone, I said, raising a glass. I thought tonight would be good for clearing the air. Nathan looked around. This is insane. I pulled out the small speaker. Set it on the table. Let's begin. I hate pretending you're not mine. Julia's voice. Crisp. Unmistakable. Next time, don't book the hotel under your name, babe. Laughter. Then Nathan's voice. You love the risk. Julia stood. I'm leaving. I stepped in front of the door. You loved being the secret. Now let's make you public. You're crazy, she hissed. No. I'm done pretending I didn't know. Nathan stood too. You've lost it. No, I said. I've just stopped being your doormat. You think humiliating me fixes anything? I think truth deserves an audience. Carol whispered, is this true? Nathan didn't answer. Julia shoved past me. Nathan pointed at me. You're vindictive. No, I said calmly. You just hate being held accountable. I looked. At my brother. Can you drive mom home? He nodded. Carol stood silently. Ava refused to meet my eyes. Nathan followed me to the parking lot. You just blew up my life. No, Nathan. You did that. I just turned the lights on. He grabbed my wrist. You want revenge? I yanked away. I wanted honesty. You gave me theater. The next morning, I packed my things. He watched from the hallway. You're really leaving? Yes. Where will you go? Somewhere that doesn't reek of betrayal. You didn't have to go nuclear. I warned you. He said nothing. I closed the suitcase. Picked up the speaker. And left. Julia got put on leave. Nathan got called into HR. I got my name back. That trade? Worth it. Every second. Subject. You didn't have to do that. Nathan's email sat at the top of my inbox. I didn't open it. I already knew what it said. The second one came 3 hours later. You embarrassed me in front of everyone. We could have handled this like adults. Delete. 2 days later, a long one landed. You blew up my life. I lost respect at work. HR-san. My ass. I thought we loved each other. What happened to loyalty? I read that one. Then closed it without replying. Are you going to say anything? Amira asked. No, not even one line. He doesn't get my words anymore. I walked into the pawn shop with a velvet box and no regrets. The guy behind the counter lifted the ring, squinted. You sure? Very. He hesitated. It's a nice piece. Not anymore. I booked the cabin in Maine on impulse. 3 nights. No TV. No Wi-Fi. Just me, the trees, and a journal. You here alone? The woman at the front desk asked. Yeah. Nice. Most people bring drama up here. I smiled. I left mine behind. I unpacked slowly. No rush. No texts. No fake smiles. For the first time in months, I didn't check the mirror and wonder if I looked suspicious. Or naive. Or stupid. That night, I pulled out an old notebook. First page. Write anything. Just don't lie to yourself. I wrote until my wrist cramped. Not about Nathan. Not about Julia. About me, who I was before I became a side character in my own life. Day 2. I hiked. Day 3. I slept in. Day 4. I stopped looking at my phone altogether. Back home, I logged into Instagram. Julia's story. A black screen with white text. Some women love attention more than truth. Next slide. Fake. Narratives always collapse. I laughed out loud. Still talking? I said to no one. Let them both. I wasn't playing anymore. Silence says everything, and mine was deafening. Do you want to paint something abstract or real? The instructor asked. Real, I said, dipping my brush into the blue. But soft. The man beside me chuckled. That's a very specific answer. I'm trying to be specific now. I'm Jack, he said. Hi, Jack. He didn't ask anything else. He just kept painting. It was the first quiet that didn't feel like silence. Your brushstrokes look peaceful, Jack said during break. I'm not. Still working on it? Still remembering how. I read in the mornings now. Actual books. Not texts. Not emails. I started with poetry. Then moved to memoirs, coffee in one hand. Feet on the windowsill. No deadlines. No checking the time. You come here every week? Jack asked. Started a few months ago. Therapeutic? Not the painting. The space. He nodded. I get that. He never asked if I was single. Never asked what brought me here. We talked about color palettes. Cloud shapes. Music. Point 1. Day, he handed me a playlist. This helped me get out of something hard. I didn't ask what. I just said, thanks. I stopped looking at my phone after 9 p.m., stopped refreshing social media, stopped wondering if people were still whispering. Behind closed doors, I saw your Instagram story, Amira texted. You looked happy. I was. I typed back, then deleted it. Instead, I sent, getting there. Did you always paint? Jack asked. I stopped for a long time. Why? I forgot I was allowed to take up space. My hands used to tremble. Now they steady themselves. Not every day. But most. I started humming while folding laundry. Playing music while washing dishes. Smiling at strangers. It felt like cheating, enjoying things without permission. Then I realized, no one owns my joy but me. Point 1 night, my phone buzzed. Nathan, I miss us, just that. No punctuation. No explanation. I stared at it for exactly one breath, then I put the phone down, not because I was angry or hurt. I just didn't care anymore. You okay? Jack asked the next day as we packed up. Yeah. You look lighter. I feel unhooked. He smiled. That's a good word. Nathan lost someone who bent every part of herself trying to make love feel safe. I lost someone who made survival look like affection. Fair trade. I think I'm going to paint something wild next week, I told Jack. Good. Real's overrated. I laughed, and it wasn't forced. It was mine. You nervous? Jack asked as we set up the last piece on the gallery wall. No, I said, adjusting the spotlight. I'm just here. Here is good. Here is everything. The place filled slowly, friends, strangers, a couple of old coworkers who'd heard about the show. No Nathan. No Julia. Thank God. Jack leaned in. They're all staring at that one. I turned the ring. It hung in the center. A shattered wedding ring sealed behind glass, dusted in gold leaf, cracked but gleaming. Is this real? A woman asked, pointing. I nodded. Very. She touched the frame gently. What inspired it? I smiled. Closure. That morning, I had written the letter. Not because I needed to, but because I could. Nathan, this isn't about you. Not anymore. It never really was, but I thought it was. I made you the center of everything, and when you broke me, I thought I broke too. I didn't. I bent. I cracked. But I didn't shatter. That ring you gave me meant nothing. But the one I broke apart? That one meant I lived through it. That I built something out of the ruins. I forgive you. Not because you deserve it, but because I do. May folded it. Burned it. You really not going to sell the painting? Jack asked during cleanup. I already did. First offer. Who bought it? Doesn't matter. He grinned. You're different now. I know. Later that week, I passed the coffee shop near our old place. I stopped outside. Same barista. Same chalkboard sign. Same everything except me. I turned the corner. Walked by our old apartment building. Mikey long gone. His world long gone too. You ever think about going back? Amira had asked me once. Back to what? Back to the version of you that didn't know. No, I said. She needed to break to become me. A woman at the gallery had told me, you look powerful. Not pretty. Not strong, powerful. I think about that a lot. Nathan once said, you're too sensitive. Now I call it being aware. Where are you headed? Jack asked as we locked up the gallery. Forward. Anywhere in particular? No. Just not backward. The wind picked up. I tightened my scarf. Looked up at the sky. No messages. No signs. Just me. I reached the street where everything ended. The fight. The silence. The last slammed door. I didn't pause. Didn't flinch. Didn't look up at the window that used to be mine. I just kept walking, and that was the loudest piece I'd ever heard.